Let's now focus on the tips and tricks for designing online teaching activities. Designing activities. A way of keeping the lesson engaging is to organize activities in 10 to 15-minute blocks so that you can have at least 4 different activities per class. Generally, grammar points should be integral to the individual lessons and should not be taught in isolation. Keep the focus of follow-up activities and feedback on the student's emerging language so that the lesson feels individualized. Variety and flexibility. Variety is essential to keep your students engaged and motivated. However, you should avoid cramming too many new ideas and activities, as that can confuse students and distract their attention. The best teachers are the ones who are flexible enough to change their plans if and when needed. Pay attention to the students' verbal and nonverbal clues, especially those denoting boredom, distraction, or dismay, and act accordingly. Repetition and recycling. Before moving to a new language item or starting a new activity, make sure that your students have processed and absorbed the previous ones. A student needs to be exposed to a piece of new language about 16 times before they really know it. That is why recycling activities are so important in any kind of teaching. Time management. Time management can be tricky in an online class. You need to be well prepared and have extra standby activities in case you still have time after finishing what you have already planned. Notice that activities in a one-to-one setting take almost half the amount of time they take when done in a group. Flipped learning is particularly suitable for online one-to-one and group teaching, and solves the problem of how to deal with reading, writing, grammar, and exam practice without wasting students' time. Ask your students to do reading and writing tasks before class, and use the lesson itself for feedback, which provides another opportunity to work on the students' speaking skills. If you are teaching exam classes, you may need to assign exam practice as homework, depending on what aspects of the exam you are teaching. Decide how you will deal with practice tests feedback. Will you go through answers together in the lesson? If so, you need to think of interesting interactive ways for doing so. The most important trick in designing online teaching activities is to keep reflecting on your classes. Think about what went well and what needs to be improved. Keep enhancing your activities, exploring new technologies and techniques, and making use of your students' evaluation of your classes. Now, get ready for practicing those tips and tricks. I hope you'll enjoy the following rides.